There is a place where mornings arrive quietly, where the air feels untouched and time seems to slow down. A place where snow-capped mountains stand like silent guardians, watching over small villages and shimmering lakes. This is Switzerland. But beyond the postcard beauty, beyond the famous Alps and luxury watches, lies a deeper story. How do people actually live here? What is it like to wake up every day surrounded by such perfection? Is life as peaceful as it looks, or is there more beneath the surface? In this journey, we will step inside the daily life of Switzerland, not as tourists, but as observers of real life. From early morning routines in quiet towns to the precise rhythm of trains that connect the entire country. From warm, comforting meals shared with family to a work culture built on discipline, balance, and trust. We'll explore how people live, work, eat, and connect with nature in one of the most beautiful countries on earth. You will discover a life where simplicity meets sophistication, where tradition blends with modern living, and where nature is not something you visit, but something you live with every single day. So take a deep breath, slow down your thoughts, and come with me into the peaceful, breathtaking world of Switzerland. And as the morning deepens, the rhythm of life becomes a little more visible, yet never overwhelming. Shops begin to open quietly. No loud announcements, no sudden rush, just the soft turning of signs, the gentle unlocking of doors. Inside small bakeries, the smell of fresh bread fills the air. Warm croissants, golden loaves, pastries arranged with care. People step in, greet with a polite smile, and leave with a paper bag in hand. Simple moments, repeated every day. Cafes slowly come to life. Not crowded, not noisy. A few people sit by the window, sipping coffee, watching the world pass by. There is no urgency to leave. Time stretches gently here. In offices, the day begins with quiet focus. Computers turn on, desks are organized. Colleagues greet each other, not loudly, but with calm respect. Work starts without chaos, without pressure building in the air. Everything feels prepared. Even the streets reflect this balance. Cars move smoothly. Pedestrians cross without fear. Cyclists glide past like part of a well-practiced routine. Nothing feels forced. Nothing feels out of place. And then there are the small details. Church bells ringing softly in the distance. A dog being walked along a quiet path. A train passing by, right on time, its sound blending into the landscape rather than disturbing it. These moments are easy to miss, but they are what define the morning. A sense of awareness, a quiet appreciation of the present. Children laugh on their way to school. Elderly neighbors open their windows, observing the day begin. Farmers continue their work, steady and patient. Everyone moves, but no one rushes. And perhaps that is the essence of a Swiss morning. It is not about doing more. It is about doing things with care, with intention, with respect for time, for space, and for life itself. As the sun rises higher, the day fully awakens, but the calm never disappears. It stays beneath everything, like a quiet promise that no matter how busy the day becomes, it will always begin with peace. One of the most fascinating parts of life in Switzerland is how people move. Transportation here is not just efficient, it is almost an art. The train system is one of the best in the world. Trains arrive exactly on time. Not early, not late. On time. For many people, trains are part of daily life. They commute to work, travel between cities, and even relax during their journey. Inside the train, you'll often see people reading, working on laptops, or simply looking out the window at the passing mountains. There is a quiet respect for space. No loud talking, no chaos, just calm movement. Buses, trams, and boats are also connected perfectly. You can travel across the country without needing a car. And everything works like a system. Smooth, precise, reliable. Daily routines in Switzerland are built around this efficiency. People plan their day carefully. Meetings start on time. Work hours are structured. Even small activities follow a rhythm. But here's the interesting part. Despite the precision, life doesn't feel robotic. There is space for breathing. People value time, not just for work, but for living. After work, many go home early compared to other countries. Shops close sooner, evenings are quieter. This creates a different kind of lifestyle. Less rush, more balance. You'll notice that people are not always glued to their phones. They observe, they engage, they live in the moment. Routine here is not about pressure, it's about harmony. A system where everything works so people can focus on what truly matters. Swiss food is simple, but deeply comforting. It reflects the country itself, clean, balanced, and rich in tradition. One of the most famous dishes is cheese fondue. Imagine sitting around a table with friends or family, dipping fresh bread into warm, melted cheese. It's not just a meal, it's an experience. Another favorite is raclette, melted cheese served with potatoes, pickles, and onions. Meals are often shared slowly. There is no hurry. Food is about connection. Bread plays a big role in daily life. Bakeries are everywhere, offering fresh bread, pastries, and sweets. Chocolate, of course, is world famous, but locals don't treat it as a luxury. It's part of everyday life. Culture in Switzerland is unique because it blends different influences. German, French, and Italian cultures all exist within one country. This creates diversity in language, food, and traditions. In one region, you might hear German, in another, French, and in the south, Italian. Yet, despite these differences, there is unity, respect, order. Festivals and local traditions are important. People celebrate with music, food, and community gatherings. Traditional clothing, folk dances, and seasonal events still exist, and even in modern cities, these traditions are not forgotten. People take pride in their culture, but they do not show it loudly. It is quiet, deep, and woven into daily life.
Work in Switzerland is taken seriously, but not in a stressful way. People are disciplined, focused, efficient. Work hours are respected, and so is personal time. When people are at work, they give their full attention. Meetings are clear and direct. There is little unnecessary talk. But once the workday ends, it truly ends. This is what makes Swiss lifestyle unique. There is a strong boundary between work and personal life. Even weekends are protected. Most people do not work on Sundays. Shops close. Cities become quiet. It is a day for rest, family, and reflection. The standard of living is high, but so is the cost of living. People earn well, but they also spend carefully. Financial planning is important. Saving is common. There is also a strong sense of responsibility. People follow rules, not because they are forced to, but because they believe in order. This creates a society that functions smoothly. Clean streets, safe neighborhoods, reliable systems. Life here is not about showing off. It's about stability, balance, and quiet success.
And in Switzerland, nature is not a destination you plan for. It is something you return to again and again, every single day. Paths are everywhere. Carefully maintained trails that wind through forests, climb mountains, and follow the edges of crystal clear lakes. You don't have to go far. Nature begins just outside your door. A short walk can lead to a quiet hill, a hidden bench, a view that feels untouched. People trust these spaces. They leave them clean. They move through them gently. There is an unspoken agreement between people and the land to take only what is needed and leave everything else as it is. During summer evenings, lakes become places of quiet joy. You'll see people sitting by the water, feet touching the cool surface, some reading, some simply watching the reflection of the sky. Others swim calmly, without noise or rush. There is no pressure to do something. Being there is enough. In the mountains, time feels even slower. Hikers move step by step, breathing in the fresh alpine air. There is effort, yes, but also peace in that effort. Each step becomes part of a rhythm. Each pause, a moment to look around and realize how small everything else feels. In winter, the landscape transforms. Snow covers everything like a soft blanket. Sounds become quieter. Movements become softer. Ski slopes fill with life, yet even there is order. People wait their turn. They respect space. And between the activity, there are still moments of stillness, standing on a slope, looking at endless white mountains under a pale sky. Free time in Switzerland is not about escaping life. It is about reconnecting with it. People don't always look for entertainment in screens or crowded places. They look for silence, for space, for fresh air. Children learn this early. They climb rocks, they run through fields, they learn the names of trees, the feel of seasons, the rhythm of weather. Nature becomes their playground and their teacher. Even simple routines carry this connection. Walking instead of driving, sitting outside instead of staying in, opening windows, letting the air move freely through the home. These small choices shape a different kind of living, one that feels grounded, one that feels present. And maybe that is the true beauty of free time here. It is not filled with noise or constant activity. It is filled with meaning. Moments that don't demand attention, but gently invite you to notice them, to breathe a little deeper, to slow down a little more, to remember that life is not just something to manage, but something to experience. And in Switzerland, nature quietly reminds you of that every single day. Switzerland is more than just beautiful landscapes. It is a way of living, a rhythm, a balance between work and rest, between tradition and modern life, between people and nature. Life here may seem simple, but it is built on discipline, respect, and awareness. People do not rush without reason. They do not speak without purpose. They do not live without balance. And perhaps that is the real beauty of Switzerland, not just in the mountains, but in the mindset. A life where less noise creates more peace, where structure creates freedom, where nature becomes part of everyday living. As you leave this journey, ask yourself, what does a good life really mean? Is it speed or stillness? Is it noise or silence? Because sometimes the most beautiful places in the world are not just seen, they are felt. And Switzerland is one of them.